Namaste, angels. I'm here to do the weekly general reading for this Sunday, June 11th, which is the first of 3 days on which Shavuot will be celebrated in Jewish communities, the Hebrew tradition. Shavuot, the culmination of the celebration that is throughout the month that I mentioned before, celebrating the fact that the Torah was bestowed upon the people of Israel by way of Moses on Mount Sinai for 3 days. Sunday the 11th, Monday the 12th, Tuesday the 13th will be the final and ultimate celebration, June 13th, of this event. Also this week, Sunday the 11th, not only is it the first day of Shavuot, it is also the feast day of the Holy Trinity. And Thursday the 15th is the feast day of Corpus Christi. And that's probably why in the moon reading, where was it the moon reading? I believe so, where I read the signals cards with the angels. Yes, that was the moon reading. The it's called Angel Heart Sigils. And I pulled that card and I said that it doesn't even have a description in the book. It's not listed, you know, in past decks. I believe it was included, but in this one it wasn't. So the first time I saw it, I was holding it upside down and I thought it was Gabriel's horn. And it took me quite a while. You know, it took me until after the reading to realize what it was. It was the moonstrance, which is the container essentially for the Eucharist at churches. Well, that's what we celebrate on the feast day of Corpus Christi, Jesus Christ in the form of the Eucharist. And so, you know, as how we can all sort of take him in when we eat the Eucharist and drink the wine, as he instructed the disciples and apostles that he left behind to do. Do this in memory of me. Take this, all of you, and eat it. This is my body. It will be shed for you and for all, so that sins may be forgiven. Do this in memory of me. Take this, all of you, and drink from it. This is the cup of my blood, the blood of the new and everlasting covenant. Right, that will be shed for you and for all, so that sins may be forgiven. Do this in memory of me. What was the body? This is my body, which will be given up for you, is what they say. So yeah, so that that celebration from the Last Supper, Holy Thursday, is ultimately celebrated by way of the Eucharist itself being recognized as a way for us to take Jesus within us, is celebrated on the feast day of Corpus Christi. As a matter of fact, you know what? Let me read you from Wikipedia and tell you what they say about it. The Feast of Corpus Christi, Latin for Body of Christ, is a Latin rite, liturgical solemnity. Oh boy, I can't talk today. Solemnity celebrating the reality of the body and blood of Jesus Christ, Son of God, in the Eucharist. It emphasizes the joy of the institution of the Eucharist, right? The Eucharist itself. The latter had previously been observed only on Maundy Thursday in the somber atmosphere leading to Good Friday. So Maundy Thursday is the same thing as Holy Thursday, which I was just talking about, or the feast, the original Passover, because Jesus was at a Passover Seder that Thursday. That's what that was about. The feast is liturgically celebrated on the Thursday after Trinity Sunday, or where the solemnity of the most holy body of blood and Christ is not a holy day of obligation. Holy days of obligation are days other than Sunday, and including Sunday, in which Christians, particularly Catholics, tend to be required, according to the church, to go to church. I mean, obviously nobody locks you up if you don't go, but those are the days that they have listed, saying that, you know, God really wants you there. Those are the days we must go. It was assigned to the Sunday after the Most Holy Trinity as its proper day. It was reported in 2017, however, that Pope Francis had moved the feast day from Thursday to the following Sunday, when it's celebrated in Italy. At the end of Holy Mass, there is often a procession of the Blessed Sacrament, generally displayed in a moonstrance. Right, that's the thing that popped up on the cards. That's probably why during that moon reading, which I said was covering like 2 weeks of moon energy that we'd be feeling, you know, separate and apart from daily energy, weekly energy that's general, not coming specifically from the moon. That's probably why that card showed up here. During this 2 weeks, you're going to encounter this also. That was, perhaps Jesus himself reminding us of that, or attempting to remind me of that, to share with you. And I didn't catch it until I sat down to do this. And I said, oh, that's why that card popped up. So at the end, when it's displayed in the moonstance, and the procession is followed by a benediction of the Blessed Sacrament. A notable Eucharistic procession is presided over by the Pope each year in Rome, where it begins at the Archbasilica of St. John and passes to the Basilica of St. Mary Major, where it concludes with a benediction of the Blessed Sacrament. The celebration of the feast was suppressed in Protestant churches during the Reformation, and today most Protestant denominations do not recognize the feast, although they had it, originally. The Church of England abolished it in the year 1548 as the English Reformation progressed, but they later reintroduced it. So that's Thursday the 15th. Also, Sunday the 11th, the first day for which this reading is the Feast of the Holy Trinity, also called Trinity Sunday. It's a feast in honor of the Trinity. It's celebrated in Christian churches on the Sunday following the Pentecost, which is the 50th day after Easter. It's known that the feast was celebrated on this day from as early as the 10th century. Celebration of the feast gradually spread in the churches of Northern Europe, and in the year 1334, Pope John the 22nd approved it, Master number 22, approved it for the entire church. In the liturgical church year, Anglican and Lutheran churches date the Sundays that follow Trinity after Trinity. The Roman liturgy dates these Sundays after Pentecost. This is from Britannica.com, actually, not Wikipedia. All right, with that, I'll go to what's going on in the sky this week, beginning with Sunday, June 11th, there's a second solar system object within a stone's throw of Spica, and it appears even closer to the star than Jupiter. Asteroid 12 Victoria glows dimly at a magnitude of 10.7. However, so you'll need a telescope to track it down. The asteroid lies 2.5 degrees west-northwest of Spica and just 0.2 degrees east-northeast of 7th magnitude 56 Virginis. If you sketch the field tonight and then return to the same area tomorrow, you should be able to detect the asteroid's movement relative to the stellar backdrop. Monday, June 12th. So again, that Sunday is also Holy Trinity and the first day of Shavuot. Monday, June 12th, observers of the outer solar system get their first good views. I'm thinking Jesus. I said the good news. Good views of Uranus before dawn during June. The best time to look for it is shortly before twilight begins at around 3:30 a.m. local daylight time. Uranus then lies 10 degrees high in the east among the background stars of Pisces the fish. This morning, use binoculars to find the magnitude 5.9 planet 1 degree northwest of 4th magnitude Omicron, or Pisceum. A telescope reveals Uranus's blue-green disk, which spans 3.4 inches. And Tuesday, June 13th, look high in the northwest after darkness falls this month, and you will see the familiar sight of the Big Dipper. The Dipper is the most conspicuous asterism, a recognizable pattern of stars that doesn't form a complete constellation shape in the entire sky. It forms the body and tail of Ursa Major, the Great Bear. Use the pointers to the 2 stars at the bottom of the Dipper's bowl to find Polaris, which lies due north for everyone north of the equator. Polaris marks the end of the Little Dipper's handle. On June evenings, the relatively faint stars of this Dipper arc directly above Polaris. And this day is, of course, not only my birthday, but far more importantly, Queen Isis's. So I'm sure I'll be back with something specifically for her for that day, the same way I did for Father for his birthday. Wednesday, June 14th. For people who live near 40 degrees north latitude, today marks the earliest sunrise of the year. Of course, let me mention again that Tuesday, June 13th, is also the end or the last day of Shavuot. So the 14th, although the Northern Hemisphere's longest day doesn't occur until Earth's summer solstice next week, earliest sunrise happens several days before and latest sunset several days after. The specific dates depend upon your latitude, however. Earliest sunrise at 30 degrees north came on the 10th. In general, earliest sunrise occurs closer to the solstice the farther north you live. Thursday, the 15th, again, the feast day of Corpus Christi. Saturn lies opposite the sun in our sky today, officially 6 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time, and reaches its peak visibility for 2017. The ringed planet appears low in the southeast as darkness falls and grows more prominent as the evening wears on and climbs higher. It stands about 1/3 of the way to the zenith in the southern sky around 1 a.m. local daylight time. Saturn lies among the background stars of the Serpent Bearer and shines at a magnitude of 0.0. That is bright, nearly 10 times brighter than any of this constellation's stars. When viewed through a telescope, the dramatic ring system spans 42 inches and tilts 27 degrees to our line of sight, while Saturn's family of moderately bright moons appears next to the gorgeous world. Friday, June 16th, is Tupac's birthday for one, and also Neptune's eastward motion against the background stars comes to a halt at 7 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. This so-called stationary point marks the beginning of the best period to observe the outer planet. Neptune rises around 1 a.m. local daylight time and appears nearly 30 degrees in the southeast as morning twilight commences. The magnitude 7.9 planet lies in Aquarius 17, about half the, this is in parentheses, moon's diameter, east of 6th magnitude 81 Aquarii. Unfortunately, a bright gibbous moon also stands near Neptune this morning, so you'll be better off looking for it later this week. You'll need binoculars to spy Neptune and a telescope to see its blue-gray disk, which spans 2.3 inches. Saturday, June 17th, technically the last day for this reading. It's the last quarter moon as well. It occurs at 7:33 a.m., which is 13:04 or 11:11. This happens Eastern Daylight Time. The half-lit orb rises slightly after 1 a.m. local daylight time and climbs in the southeastern sky along the background stars of Aquarius, the water bearer. Sunday, June 18th, although Venus reached its greatest elongation from the sun earlier this month, it now rises earlier and climbs higher in the east before dawn. It rises shortly after 3 a.m. local daylight time and stands 15 degrees above the horizon an hour before sunrise. It's hard to mistake the inner planet for anything else. At magnitude -4.3, it shines brighter than any other point of light in the sky. When viewed through a telescope this morning, Venus's disk spans 20 inches and appears slightly more than half lit. And that was the end. Going to the cards, beginning with the cross, I'm starting with Mercury. Mercury wasn't mentioned as those in that reading from astronomy.com, Sky This Week, but Mercury, for the rest of the month, I believe, sitting in Germany in Gemini. I don't know where Germany came from, right at home. So maybe he wanted to be seen here because he showed up several times as I was shuffling by myself. Open communication. That's what this card is about. Get a weight off your chest. This is like the page of air, right? Just blurting it out. Speak up with love and be heard. I always say the page of air means well, so it is with love. Opening to Paul the Venetian, experiencing grace. Share your gifts with grace. Waves of inspiration and love are coming to you. And the Shekinah, sacred self. Unleash your spirit. Express your gifts. Dance to the sacred rhythm of life. One more. Mother Mary, love and peace. How appropriate, again, for a reading that begins on the Holy Trinity. And that includes during the week, not only her birthday, but her higher vibration and Corpus Christi. Let go of the need to be right. Choose peace. Mother healing is possible at this time. the Shekinah. I'm going to cut. Lord Shiva, transcendence, rise up, honor your inner force. Steps are being given. Dance with the universe. And the overall energy is El Moria, awakening presence. The universe is with you. Wear a cloak of protection and love. Again, this is my copyrighted cross. I don't mind if others use it as long as they're clear, the same way they're clear when they're using, you know, the Celtic cross, that this one is mine. I don't mind if you don't use it too. That's also fine. I just got to make people aware that it's mine so they don't think it's anything else. I learned that the hard way. This is with the modifications too. These placements, actually the additional placements that I put after the cross, this one represents Mary, the mother of Jesus. This one represents Mary, the mother of James and his brother Joseph. And this one represents Mary Magdalene, sitting here next to Jesus's crown. The feminine about herself. Lady Portia, I love that. Divine order. Do what you feel is right. An important lesson is unfolding. So we're like getting into acknowledgement of this and allowing love. That may be with the help of the moon. The masculine with relation to us. Lady Venus. Downloads and understanding. Truth is being revealed. Deep insights are coming from heaven and the astral realm. And perhaps from him. Truth coming from him. Even if it's not verbally. This may be 5D, telekinesis, telepathy, dreams. His higher self communicating to you via your higher self. And then you know, sort of downloading the information. A masculine with relation to himself. Green Tara, supreme protection. You're protected. Cords are being cut. Isn't this what the masculine's been going through for like the past 2 weeks? All these cords, all these relationships coming to an end. Move beyond the limitation. Okay, he doesn't need to continue to feel bound. He should be able to feel like he's breaking free with this protection. It should give him the strength that he needs. All he has to do is trust. The masculine about the union as a whole. Archangel Michael, trusting heaven. It sits right here next to this one with green tower that guides him to trust. You are safe. Angels are close. Surrender your concerns and allow a miracle to happen. Masculine in surrender, which was also evident all week. Overall, he says, ascension. This is why he's allowing for his rise. Move into your true self. Rise above the darkness. The light is here. And we saw this in the full moon reading too. It was how the masculine was feeling about himself, really low, really insecure. But at the end, the outcome, crown chakra upright, which was him putting his crown back on or straightening it out and recognizing his divinity. You know, so all's well that ends well. Outcome for this reading. The divine director. That should just say recognizing his divinity. Intervention and purpose. Divine intervention is occurring. Know that you're being guided. Happiness is your purpose. What would the masculine have the feminine do or surrender toward this union in the Mary, Mother of Jesus placement? Charnunos, life force. Express your driving passion. Sensual and sexual powers are increased. Oh, well, you know what? Today is, National Sex Day? Because it's 6-9. So like the sexual position, 6-9. Yeah, so masculine coming through, perhaps because of that. Although today is Friday, 6-9, the day on which I'm doing this reading. It's not, Sunday yet. But it looks like somebody's got ants in their pants, and what they would like the feminine to do is to surrender to the same. What is the masculine willing to do or this week? Surrender toward the union, toward bringing it together. Lady Nada, heart awakening. Awaken to acceptance and divine love. Give and receive in balance. This is very Six of Earth, right? Six of Pentacles, Six of Coins. And it sits here, this divinity sits here next to this divinity and underneath Archangel Michael. These things always laid with purpose and selected with purpose. What would the universe have the two of us to surrender toward the union? Mary Magdalene in the Mary Magdalene spot. You know what? I had the past couple weeks, I hadn't been like stating what the placements were about, what they represented. Again, there's always a reason for every single thing that comes out of my mouth, even if I don't know what it is. Spirit wanted me to tell you that that was Mary Magdalene's spot, so that when Mary Magdalene showed up there, we could all be like, yay! Teacher awakens. You have something important to share. Follow the inner call. Don't let anything stop you. So this is meaning that we're all to this week completely surrender to our guidance, given to our guidance, listen to the teacher, which may be, you know, coming through in the form of the Trinity, maybe coming through in the form of Mother, maybe coming through in the form of Corpus Christi, you know, receiving Jesus, however we receive him, receiving Christ consciousness, continuing to ascend, continuing to rise, trying to, you know, reach that Christ consciousness to the best of our ability and, you know, and to the extent that we're meant to. All of that can lead us, if we pay attention to the guidance, if we trust heaven after that, believe in the supreme protection, that there's nothing to, you know, for us to fear in speaking our word, even persecution. Right. The word says, as actually, blessed are those who are persecuted for righteousness' sake. You know, the kingdom is theirs. So if that happens, it's just furthering you in your rise, actually. Wow. Beautiful. These things always, I mean, like, I never get bored with them. I always find these spreads so helpful. And did I tell you about this was with regard to awakening as well, the overall energy? I don't remember if I pointed that out. All right, going to, I broke down and opened my other box of angel tarot cards. So this is them. I've only had them for over a year. The box new. I don't know what I'm going to do with that other box. I guess I'll save it, and maybe one day when, you know, I'll give it to somebody with all that psychic energy upon it. Anyway, I'm beginning with the Page of Water. Saw a lot of water. The Knight of Water, the King of Water. Now I know, maybe because of Neptune, maybe because of Pisces. We just read about that with astronomy.com. In any case, the Page of Water brings news of an offer of love. A new person enters your life. A relationship begins a new phase. There's also heightened psychic abilities when the Page of Water shows up. Opening to the Three of Earth, the power of creativity, recognition for very high quality work. Be a team player. Three of Earth back, somebody's boss, maybe wanting to give them, whoop. Sorry about that, slippery little suckers. Somebody's boss maybe wanting to give them some sort of promotion, bonus, raise, recognition, pat on the back in front of everybody. And your boss, that boss, can be the universe as well. Coming out to the Six of Water, which is the soulmate card of the tarot, the past life relationship card of the tarot, can also have to do with children, family, particularly for me in my readings. When I mean, cups cards and water cards always do, as far as I'm concerned. But when I see the Ace, 3, 6, 10, those in particular often tend to be about children and or family. Three of Earth back. I'll go one more. It's the Queen of Fire. Confident, warm, intelligent, and graceful is the Queen of Fire. Stretch your wings and fly. Don't underestimate yourself. Assert your independence and creativity. Queen of Fire back. I'm going to cut. And it's the Page of Fire. Outgoing, creative, confident, and mischievous is the Page of Fire. This can be reflective of the moon, perhaps, because the Page of Fire of the court cards in this deck particularly reminds me of this sign of Sagittarius, because that is the immature and or more youthful of the fire signs. News of an exciting new endeavor. Use your originality and ingenuity. And all that Uranus talk brought the sun up. Uranus representing the sign of Aquarius or other air signs, Gemini, Libra. Happy times make positive, optimistic, long-term plans. You're on the right path. The star is the yes from the Major Arcana, the prayers answered, wishes granted card of the tarot. Oh my goodness. The song is on in my house. It just came on in another room. Aquarius. This is the dawning of the age of the Aquarius. I don't know if you guys can hear it. Not only did it come on, but it's like coming through my door. I think. I don't think it's in my head. Can you hear it? It just said Aquarius. Aquarius. I hope you guys can hear it, because that's pretty awesome that I was just talking about Aquarius and our overall energy is the star. The masculine is the 10 of water, a contented and rewarding family life. So this is another one of my cards that means children and or family. Your emotional and material needs are met. Trustworthy relationships. This can also be about spending time with, you know, family and or close friends, maybe socializing this week for the masculine. Surrounded by the King of Earth. Glad this is still sticking around to, you know, boost everybody's sense of security. Generous, professional, responsible, and practical is the King of Earth. A successful time. Confidently accept opportunities you're offered. You have the Midas touch. And the Page of Water is back in the masculine subconscious. A new person enters your life. A relationship begins a new phase, and you also have heightened psychic abilities. Here in the subconscious position, that can be what it's most about. He may also be contemplating making a move, making an offer of love and emotion. The feminine, the Page of Earth. Scholarly, dependable, patient, and successful is the Page of Earth. Good news about financial matters. Wanting to do something more challenging and a new area of study. This can be about us, you know, doing just that, like wanting to go back to school. This can be about learning, like school of hard knocks. This can be about life too, at least for me. And any kind of abundance coming your way, really, and maybe at the hand of an earth sign, maybe a Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. Similarly, this offer may be from a Scorpio, Pisces, Cancer. Surrounding the feminine, the Three of Earth is also back. The power of creativity, recognition for very high quality work. Be a team player. This can be about money beginning to trickle in consistently, but trickling, like small amounts upon which you can depend. They sort of start to boost your confidence in this regard. And then maybe before something really comes your way, something bigger and more substantial, this can be about the trickle. And what's really moving up the pike, as they say, it's the Ace of Earth, the inflow of abundance, a promising business venture, important documents or contracts. This can also be any sort of abundance, including love, because this can be Venus. She, as I started the other spread, talking about how Mercury is remaining in Gemini, she is remaining in Taurus. So all of this can be representative of the goddess Venus herself, which I think was like the second card that I pulled in the other spread as well, or maybe what the masculine pulled, had me pull for his representation of the feminine. I believe so. Crowning. The Eight of Water, a desire to move on, the search for something more meaningful, spiritual and emotional growth. And at the root, the Two of Water. What a beautiful week. A relationship that continues to grow closer. Forgiveness and the positive resolution of a conflict. Nothing but earth and water thus far. Maybe there's some fire at the heart. Let's see what's here. I was right. The Queen of Fire, who's confident, warm, intelligent, and graceful. Stretch your wings and fly. Don't underestimate yourself. Assert your independence and creativity. Really nothing to clarify this week. So I'm going to move on to advice. From the Ascended Masters, Pallas Athena does say detach from drama. Maybe that's because you have so much wonderful stuff in your life. This is the week to say ain't nobody got time for that. And just like give people the hand like that. If they try to start, just back away from it. Teacher. School of Hard Knocks again, maybe. Experience, the best teacher, they say. Or maybe an actual teacher. Some of us may be going to school, you know, thinking about registering for school or actually registering for school, signing up for some sort of certification, vocation. Detach from drama back. Oop, slippery little suckers again. Spiritual law of attraction is the next card. And this is about bringing it like, well, opposite detach from drama. It's sort of like the energy that we put out is what we get back. So if we refuse to engage in drama, we're giving ourselves peace, basically. Spiritual law of attraction. And lastly, flow of prosperity, which is pretty evident here with all this. And Lakshmi. Spiritual law of attraction. I'm going to cut. And Mary's here with Nurture Yourself. This is her Do You card, at least for me. I can't speak for other people in their decks and their connection to Mary. I know mine is quite strong in what she means when she comes through with this card in my reading. She means stop living and or loving for other people. Not only are we detaching from drama, but we're detaching from other people's ideologies and belief systems and things that don't resonate with us completely this week. And here she is in her other vibration. I love how the two of them came to finish up the reading, you know, celebrating a birthday this week on the 13th, like myself, Mary, and then Isis. Balance career and home life. This is what she's having me do, you know, sort of reevaluate some things. I've been teaching, to go back to that other card, for over a year now. And you know, hopefully I've, you know, done you guys a service. I did the best I could. And, you know, it was enough for me to be able to pull away and move on and you to be able to branch out yourself, you know. Students graduate at some point. So I'm balancing home and career life, and we're all guided to do this week, says the goddess Isis. This is our overall energy. From the angel therapy cards, and begin with Earth Angel. You're a light worker who's come to Earth to teach, to get back to that, about love. And opening to manifestation power. Use your spiritual gifts and natural abilities to attract your desired outcome. Law of attraction. Just another way of saying law of attraction. And that this is a good week to put that into practice with all this abundance surrounding us. Manifestation power. When I say all this abundance, let me point it out to you again, because just in case it hasn't resonated, it hasn't clicked. The 10 of water, all about emotional and material fulfillment, not just love and emotion, but material fulfillment too. Surrounded by the King of Earth, everything he touches turns to gold. Under here is an offer of something that's going to bring you love and emotion. So it can be purely an offer of love, but it can be an offer of something else, monetary, that brings you emotional pleasure and fulfillment. You're doing a job maybe that is pleasing to you, about which you're passionate. So that's where your emotions get mixed into with the other abundance, with the money. You know, that's a possibility. Here, the Page of Earth, the 3 of Earth. So this is about even gifts maybe, just like granting things, you know, people granting things to you. You've earned it. You've earned it. It's because they're granting it to you because they recognize something in you, and so you're being recognized. But it's like it can be very unexpected, this money here. And the Ace of Earth is a divine new start. an abundant, a divine abundant new start. Here in the middle, share the aid of water, growth, spiritual growth, emotional growth, peace. Here, the two of water, relationships coming together, forgiveness being extended on both ends, love passing both ways. And here at the heart of the matter, maybe both of us getting in touch with this inner divine feminine of ours, with the Queen of Fire. And again, working on things about which we're passionate. The Queen of Fire, you know, has a passion unlike anyone else, yet, you know, grace with it. And yet again, intelligence with it. You know, she's not just, you know, cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs and crazy about what she's doing. She knows what she's doing very well. And she does it like sort of flawlessly, you know, and gracefully. That sitting here next to the King of Earth means that you're doing work that you're enjoying. This crossing the page of water, the reason you're fulfilled is there's something about what you're passionate. You're enjoying yourself. That's why. So when we come to a card like this with manifestation power, it's just amplified by all of that. If you want that, use your spiritual gifts and natural abilities to attract your desired outcome. That's all we have to do. Ear chakras. Notice messages that appear as sounds, music, words from both external sources and within your mind. These messages are real answers to your prayers. Ear chakras. I'm going to cut. Emotional sensitivity. Honor and respect your deep sensitivity, as it is a gift to us all. And the overall energy is workshops and seminars. So this can be taking in, again, some actual new education or vocation, certificate, something for yourself. Attending and giving speeches is part of your spiritual path and purpose. Be open to both teaching and learning. And lastly, from the Mary Queen of Angels deck, beginning with blessings, today I count my blessings, small and large. I notice the new gifts that come to me from God. Opening to watched over. This is similar to the first spread that showed that we were protected. I allow myself to feel safe and to enjoy my life, knowing that heaven is watching over my loved ones and me. Watched over. Health. My prayers for healing miracles have been heard and answered. Watched over. And lastly, family. I pray for my family and give this situation over to God for answers, support, and healing. But for many of us, this can be as we're walking away from family, knowing that we're protected, knowing that we're safe, knowing that we're strengthened, and we're giving it to God. That's what we're praying. That, like, from those from which we're detaching, even though we're detaching from drama, we still wish these people the best. We just can't be around them right now. And doesn't mean we don't love them anymore either. So we want them to be watched over. And this is the universe coming through to let us know that they are. This 10 of water, even for the masculine and what he's doing right now, can in part be, you know, some of the people that he's leaving behind as well. Since the other spread and the spread for the 2 weeks, the moon reading is indicative of him continuing to cut cords, you know, over the entire period for some. Coming to compassion, I see and feel the points of view of others with forgiveness and kindness. So kind of what I was just talking about just now. Just because you're in disagreement with somebody and maybe you can't even really spend any time around them right now, you just can't be around them, and or they you. That doesn't mean that we, you know, no longer feel for them, we no longer express any compassion or love, and that we can't forgive them even as we're walking away, and vice versa. Overall energy is boundaries. So ceasing to let anybody cross these. I'm clear and honest with others about my expectations. From the angels to the masculine. 5 of earth, fears surrounding money, the wisdom to accept help from others, and uncertain self-employment. You're guided to let this go, masculine. There's all sorts of abundance surrounding you, and of love too, even where this card relates to fear of abandonment, because that comes through for me also. There's plenty of love surrounding you. No abandonment. And also the angels, remember, you're guided, you're protected, you're safe. So you will not be alone at any point on this journey. Feminine, we may spend some time physically alone, but not at all lonely. We know that we're not alone either. We have our angels too. And on top of that, we like ourselves. We love ourselves. We enjoy spending time with us. This is what that card is about, what that is about. Enjoying life's little luxuries, spending quiet time alone, and successful self-employment. Maybe so we can work on this business that we're trying to handle this week. We got our mind on our money and our money on our mind. And there's nothing wrong with that. Masculine, artistic expression, maybe coming up with ways to make this offer of love. That's a possibility. Maybe, again, finding work in an area that involves something about which we're passionate. So we're expressing ourselves through our work, through our creativity. The creativity of the Queen of Fire. No one's got it like her. Feminine, us, from the Ascended Masters. Father, husband, brother, son, and Osiris. We may have a relationship with a masculine energy with whom we need to heal in one way or another. Perhaps by walking away, perhaps by repairing the relationship, maybe through forgiveness and a new start. Maybe something with a boss. He's finally giving us our due. Maybe our inner masculine, since right now at the heart of the matter, we're focused on the feminine. From the angel therapy cards to the masculine, you are profoundly clairvoyant. Trust what you see in your mind's eye as well as with your physical sight, for your spiritual vision helps you with healing, teaching, and guidance. Again, with the teaching and learning, that a very strong message coming through in many, many ways. I think through both of the spreads and now through the advice in this reading. And for the feminine, inner strength, move back to wholeness. So that's, again, this could be why some of us perhaps have to heal our inner masculine and balance it out with our inner feminine to bring us back to wholeness. Recognize that you have the power to do that, right? To get back on track. Maybe spend some time by yourself in order to get there. Keepers of the light to the masculine, the Shekinah, sacred self, unleash your spirit. Express your gifts. Dance to the sacred rhythm of life. There's Raphael to cosign. And speaking of expression, so again, this is about something you're passionate, maybe dance. Some of you maybe express yourselves through dance. Maybe you will find a job in dance. Maybe you're being guided to apply for a job and to audition for something. Those of you who are into this and maybe haven't been following your passions as fervently as you used to or should, the universe guides you to do that this week. It's a great time for it for you. Feminine, angel therapy to us. Crystals. The energy of crystals supports you and helps you with your present situation. Selenite came to mind right away in cutting cords that are negative, and maybe that's in healing a relationship with a father, brother, husband, son. That might be why I received that. Selenite just popped right up automatically. Masculine, you're getting the same message you've gotten earlier in the reading about being able to give and receive love, both. I balance being generous and receptive because both are equally important. Love has to be able to pass both ways to be its most healthy. And lastly, feminine, open your heart. I allow myself to feel the full range of emotions, especially all the forms of love. I hope that you guys enjoyed the general weekly reading. It looks like it's going to be pretty awesome, like all the way around. A balanced week of love, passion, self-expression, communication, and abundance. I'll be back with love. Namaste, angels.